Let's proceed towards our next presentation by Mr. Manoj Agarwal, ladies and gentlemen. Industry presentation, and you all have to help me to welcome him on stage. Regional Manager, Content and Experience Business, OpenText. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon. Am I audible at the back? So I'm Manoj and I work for OpenText. OpenText, some of you, so have you heard about OpenText, by the way, before I start the presentation? So I see one hand there, and he's an OpenText employee, so, okay, good. So I'm happy to see few hands there. So I think we heard about PSU transformation since morning, and I think I subscribe to that because I look at the stock market very, very closely because I have invested my money there. And I clearly see that today the PSU stocks are the most favorable. So PSUs have transformed under the vibrant leadership of PM Modi. But we will look at what is a bit OpenText can do to realize the vision of 2047 of Modi ji, plus what is the additional, what is that we can do around information with our content management solution. So this is the brief agenda which I have, so I'll give you a brief overview of OpenText, since some of you have not heard about it. Since my presentation will be around content management, so I'll talk about the credentials of OpenText. We have a strategic partnership with SAP. I know some of the SAP customers are here in the room, so we'll talk about what is our partnership and what is the value proposition we have out of this strategic partnership. We will talk about information management challenges. I mean, we all know data, information, that is the new currency, that's the new oil. We look at what are the challenges and how can OpenText solve those challenges. Last but not the least, we'll talk about some of the success stories specifically under PSUs. So this is about OpenText. So OpenText, let me go to the history of it. We started OpenText. So OpenText was started by a group of researchers in the late 90s out of University of Waterloo. They embarked on a project to digitize the Oxford Dictionary, which has about close to 60 million words. But in the process, they gave the word the first internet search engine technology, which was later adopted by Yahoo. We all know about Yahoo search engine, and that used to be pretty good. So Yahoo became the first customer of OpenText. Finally, OpenText formally got launched in 1991, and we went public in 1996. As you would see, we are listed at Toronto Stock Exchange and we are listed at Nasdaq. We have grown organically and inorganically over the years since the time we were born. And I think today we are a large $6 billion enterprise software company operating out of 180 countries. We have close to about 25,000 employees, out of which 10,000 employees are dedicated to innovation and R&D. And out of these 10,000, 6,000 engineers work out of our offices in Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Chennai. We have about 150 million users of OpenText across on-premise, which is off-cloud and on-cloud. So that's a big number. And I think today, if you look at, we are one of the largest enterprise information management company with the largest software company out of Canada. And we are among the top 10 largest software companies globally, enterprise software. So this is a brief on our portfolios. As I said, we have grown organically and inorganically over the years. So we have a wide portfolio, and I'll give you a broad understanding of what each of these business units do. One of the major acquisitions OpenText did in 2017 was of Documentum. I'm sure all of you would have heard about Documentum. In some context, so Documentum used to be a very, very strong and a formidable player in the content management space. While during the Dell EMC merger, it was OpenText acquired. As Dell EMC wanted to come out of this business, we acquired, and we consolidated our position. We clearly became the market leader in the content management space. So that's about the content management. And I lead the business for content and experience. So experience is also experience is about web content management. Some of the large players like Singapore Airlines, Thai Airways, LG Electronics, and there are a lot number of customers who have developed their websites, portal on OpenText web content management. I'm sure, so are there any IGL customers here? Since all of you are from NCR, if there are any IGL customers, all the invoices, all the bills which come out of from IGL to all of us are finally done on our software and distributed using our software. So that's the value of our OpenText software in customizing and delivering those content to our customer. This is actually a B2C solution. And last but not the least, we have a digital asset management. This is primarily for marketing customers. And this is basically around managing content around multimedia. So there are a lot of videos, audio files which you have to manage. So this is a very, very specific content management solution built for marketing use cases. Application delivery, this is about delivering software. This enables customers to deliver software with consistent in speed and quality to our, from a software delivery standpoint. Application modernization, business network is about optimizing your supply chain networks and about minimizing the supply chain disruptions. So this is again a B2B solution. IT operations, this is about IT operations management and IT service management. Cyber security, this is we have a big play in cyber security, so we play in the space. So we have a security operations command solution. We also play in data security. We play in the space of identity security, and we also are very, very strong on application security. So this is briefly on our portfolio. This is about, so Gartner and Forrester are considered to be a gold standard when it comes to about rating a particular technology. So we're proud to say that we have been in the Gartner's Magic Quadrant for content services, in the content services market for last 18 consecutive years. And 2 or 3 reasons why they rate us so high. One is our integration with some of the leading applications like SAP, Salesforce, Microsoft Office 365, which is more of a productivity application, SuccessFactors, and a few others as well. So that continues to be a very, very strong reason why Gartner rates us so high. And as per them, we are the #1 content services platform company from a market share standpoint. These are the other 2. So I'll talk about Forrester. So Forrester also rates us very, very high. In fact, continuously we have been in the leaders quadrant as well for Forrester as well. And I think there are 3 reasons or 3 points which they have mentioned in the report why they have considered the leaders quadrant. One, similar to Gartner, that our integration with leading applications is very, very strong. Second is the process automation, the search capabilities, and the information lifecycle management of our content. I think those are the 3 key reasons why they consider us in the leaders quadrant. I talked about our partnership with SAP, so that continues to be a strategic partnership for us. This partnership started almost about 30 years back. Today we have about close to 10,000 joint customers and about 4 million SAP users using OpenText solutions. And I think this is a 360-degree partnership. It starts right from engineering, wherein we work closely with the teams in Germany for the co-development of the software. And the other thing is we certify all our solutions for SAP stack. So whether it was SAP ECC or SOH and now S/4HANA, or even the whole gamut of solutions coming from SAP, whether it is SuccessFactors or any of the solutions which require content management solution requirements. So, and they resell, so they are one of the, they resell the entire OpenText portfolio. And last but not the least, they also provide L1, L2 support, while all the escalations, the L3 support comes from OpenText. So that's the gamut of OpenText and SAP partnership. And by the way, we are the #1 ISP partner of SAP. So this is just to give you a brief snapshot of what is the partnership and what are the products which are available through SAP. So almost the entire portfolio, not the complete, is available through SAP. So we have a very, very strong offering which is around vendor invoice management. So this is around automation of your entire account payable process. So when you buy a product and the vendor raises an invoice, right from receiving the invoice till the time the payment is made within SAP, the entire process has been automated. It is actually touchless in most of the situations. If there are any exception handling, then naturally it will go to the concerned officer to look into the exceptional handling, but otherwise it is at least a touchless solution to a very, very large extent. We have the information capture, which is primarily to extend the OCR capabilities, and this is extremely, extremely useful in a lot of content-centric processes like vendor invoice management. We have the extended ECM, and I'll talk briefly about our extended ECM, which is the, I would say, the gold standard for content management offered by OpenText and this is also available through SAP. We have extensions for various lead applications, and we've spoken about it. Engineering and government these are vertical applications, and this has been again designed for very, very specific use case for capital projects and for some use cases in the government. The entire experience portfolio again is available. I talked about the IGL solution that was again sold in partnership with SAP to IGL. So this slide is all about that content is omnipresent. I mean, I'm sure all of us here would agree that every organization has so much of content as part of their business process, and collaboration. Collaboration within the organization, outside the organization, across the entire ecosystem of employees, partners, customers, remote employees. We also know that SAP, some of the business critical applications like SAP or Salesforce, they also drive a lot of strategic and important business processes. And each of these business processes has content, which is an ingredient as part of these business processes. But most of the times, all this information resides in silos. So the content management of SAP will reside in SAP, maybe a ServiceNow will reside in ServiceNow, and so on and so forth. So if there is any information required for down the line process, because of the information silos, this information is not available. And let me illustrate my point here. If there is an information which is required there is an information in e-office which is required in SAP for any further processing, there is so much of digital friction which comes in to get that information from e-office. And as we speak, we are talking to a customer, a large PSU, who is specifically looking at solving this particular use case, that I have all the approvals in my, my e-office application, but I want to use those applications, those approvals within my SAP, but since they are not connected, there is absolutely no, the two applications don't speak to each other, we are not able to use that content. So that's the use case we're trying to solve. And because of this digital friction, there is so much of, there are issues related to employee productivity. So I think digital friction is everywhere because of these information silos. And as per a lot of surveys which we have done, or which we have seen in the public domain, about 29% struggle to find the right information. 46% there is a decreased efficiency because of not finding the right content or because of this digital friction. And then there are data breach. So these are some of the other challenges which we have seen regarding content management or information management. So there are huge volumes of structured and unstructured information. I'm sure all of us would agree here. Because of this, when there is so much of information and there is no content management solution, you tend to lose or misplace a lot of important documents. And when there is so much of unstructured and structured content, the cost of maintaining the documents is huge. And then there are requirements around regulatory requirements and governance in managing these requirements. There are industry-specific, there are government-specific compliance which you need to manage. Single source of truth, I think that is very, very important. How do we ensure that whatever document you are or whatever information you are getting from your system is a single source of truth? There is no duplication of information. It should not happen that the information you are using is actually outdated, and perhaps you used outdated information for some other business process. So whatever you use should be current, should be the latest information you're using. So there are a lot of issues, but I think there is a need for paperless office. I think we've been talking of digital India, we've been talking of a lot of digital transformation, and I think people are looking at paperless organization, and we've already seen a lot of progress, and OpenText has certainly contributed in organizations going paperless. Integration with lead applications, I think till the time you don't integrate your content management with your lead applications or any of the other homegrown applications, you don't get the true value out of your ECM system, and we'll see how do we enable that. You also want to enable all this information access through various kind of devices. It could be mobile, it could be your iPad, or it could be any other handset which you have. You want to access this information. Content-centric workflows, I think that is very, very important because if you want to go paperless, you should have a content-centric workflow capabilities because that is primarily used for your review and for collaboration. And secure sharing. I mean, this is secure sharing within the organization and outside the organization. So this is a broad overview of the various features of OpenText content management solution. Very, very briefly, I think the first part, the top layer is about how do you use the content. And the down below, the features are related to how do you manage the content. So we have write from capture, converting a physical document into a paper document, into a digital copy, search, workflow. So these are the various features. So let me come to the point. I think the next two slides are very, very important, and I think I would like to draw your attention. So we spoke about content. So content is very, very critical. But I think content in the context is very, very important. So what exactly is content? We talked about content. It could be documents, it could be email, it could be video, it could be audio. And what is context? From an application standpoint, it is your structured information. Now, how do you ensure? So when you talk of context, ultimately when you're looking at the and where does your structured information reside? It is in your ERP, it is in your CRM, it is in your SCM. So till the time you don't connect, and so we help you connect the structured information to your unstructured information, and through our technology, which is our extended ECM, and that is the time when you derive the maximum value out of your content management solution, because then you are able to take care of all the issues which are coming out of digital friction, whether it is employee productivity, whether it is customer experience. And I think it also helps you, faster decision making. I think very, very important, because then you have all the content available along with your structured information. I think you are able to take faster decisions. I think that is very, very critical. And I think it also gives you a framework for meeting your compliance. So I know Madam is there, and I think that's I will have to finish up, but this is the broad framework, while these components below are more around the traditional ECM components, but the middle layer is which is the glue which connects your structured information to the structured information. And within the business workspace, you are able to get all your data and your unstructured information together in the context of your business process, and that's the key. And I think we have been able to solve that puzzle, and that is why we certainly have a lead in the marketplace. So this is an e-office. We can build an e-office. We also have a data archival solution. While customers are moving to S/4HANA, we clearly see there is a need for this solution, because the memory, the HANA is an in-memory application or a database, but this is not as granular as there is an increase in your database size. So if you look at it, while you put more number of, so the efficiencies are not there when you go in for a HANA, and you need some solution so that you can solve this particular problem. So if you look at it, through our archival solution, we are able to ensure that you bring in a lot of your efficiencies, historical data can be archived, and you are able to maintain your database. So if you want to, oh, I'm so sorry, I think I am using the wrong, just give me a minute. So this is what I was trying to tell you, that you can maintain your HANA database during the entire life cycle, and you can archive all your historical data. So this is very, very important for anybody looking at S/4HANA, moving on to S/4HANA. We clearly have a value proposition. We can help you with your content management solution. And last but not the least, this is about a particular customer who was able to optimize about 37% of their database by leveraging this solution. In India itself, Hero has been our customer since 2003. Today, they have been able to optimize the database, HANA database, by about 25 to 30%. And this is, so last slide. So I'll talk about few case studies in the public sector. I'm missing this point. So let me talk about the case studies. Since we're talking of PSUs, we have IOCL, we have ONGC, we have recently MRPL, who has been onboarded as our customer. We have Indraprastha Gas. All of these customers have bought or purchased or deployed most of these content management solutions for different use cases. A lot of these customers, SAP customers, choose us for content-centric processes. I was talking about MRPL, which is an ONGC subsidiary. They bought it for the entire S&D module. So S&D is quite a content-centric, I would say, a module within SAP. It takes care of order to cash within SAP. So there are a lot of processes which have to be automated, and OpenText has been chosen as a technology for that. IOCL, ONGC have chosen OpenText for automating the entire account payable process. IGL chose us for managing the content in the context of various business processes, whether it is SAP plant maintenance or S&D or the different modules. Last but not the least, National Fertilizers, they built an e-office on top of OpenText content management platform so that they had SAP, they didn't want any digital friction in the system, so they bought and they have deployed e-office, apart from leveraging it for very document-centric processes within SAP. So with that, I rest my case. Thank you so much for your patience. I know I've been holding you for, for your lunch. So thank you so much, and it was a pleasure talking to all of you. So have a good time ahead. Thank you. Bye.